Hi y'all, welcome to Petite Crafts episode 37. I'm recording here today on March 20th, 2017. Thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. Sorry this episode is a little bit late. I had a super busy weekend that I wanted to include in this episode, so I held off on recording until Monday. So for this week, I have some stash, some finished objects, some works in progress, a little bit of crochet, and a little bit about spinning as well. Let's get started. So first up is stash. So for this week, I got a new Ewe Sew bag that I had ordered as a made-to-order bag. So I picked out the fabric and the bag type that I wanted, and I had to wait, I think, about 3 to 4 weeks for her to make the bag and then ship it to me. So the bag that I got is this super cute jumbo bumblebee bag. It is double zippered, so there's one side that has a kind of skinny pocket, and then the other side is like the big side that holds the yarn and such. It's big enough for me to fit like a 9x11 portfolio on the skinny side, so like it can hold a whole pattern comfortably on the skinny pocket, and then enough space for you to hold a sweater quantity of yarn in the other side. I had honestly kind of forgot that I purchased it until I got the shipping notification for it. I still have one more custom bag on its way. In addition to that, I was at the Spring Fiber Frolic this weekend. The Spring Frolic is a small fibery workshop day hosted by Griffin Dye Works here in LA. And they had a few vendors, including Nicole, who is Mork Made Fiber Co. She had a few Ewe Sew bags as well as DPN holders. So I picked up some DPN holders. This one is in this super cute bunny print, and on the inside, it has these little wasps. I guess they could be bees, but they kind of look like wasps to me. She has the best fabric pairing ever. I love her style. And I also picked up this super cute hedgehog print. Look at these smiling faces. And the inside print of that one is these turquoise hedgehogs as well. So yeah, that was all my stash purchases for this week. So next up is my finished objects. So Beauty and the Beast came out on Friday, but they had some early showings here in LA for Thursday night. So I went to go see Beauty and the Beast, and I had just finished putting in my last heel for this and Kitchenered it right before I left for the movie theaters. And this is the Mustache Yarns La Belle La Bete colorway. This is the yarn that I picked up at Stitches. The yarn is so freaking gorgeous. I love the colorway, and they're exactly matching, so that just makes me super happy. I love them. I put them on under my boots to wear to the movie theater, and it was super fun. I really enjoyed the movie. I was smiling the entire time. It was super cute, and I just love an awkward character in any sort of TV show or movie, so like Beast was pretty perfect at being the awkward dude, so I really enjoyed it. And Emma Watson is just so great as Belle, and oh my goodness, the costuming. Holy smokes, the costuming. I am in love with all of Belle's dresses, of course, but I think I might be able to improv Belle's first like dress. It's the iconic blue dress with the apron. I mean, from the movie, it didn't look too complex to make. It was mostly a fitted bodice, a little bit of lacing on the side where your bust darts would be, and then it looks like a pretty plain skirt with petticoat underneath. But the bodice was super cute with that little bit of red trim across the top. Anyway, I might try to make it for Comic-Con if I'm fast enough, or Halloween if I'm not. I just love the dress. It was super cute. Go watch the movie if you haven't seen it. It was great. I loved it. Luke Evans is a perfect guest on. So next up, it kind of goes along with the movie. I finished my Beauty and the Beast sock, so I needed to take another project along with me. So I brought along my Here Comes the Sun self-striping sock. This is from Night Owl Fibers. I once again used the Smooth Operator sock pattern by Susan B. Anderson. I had gotten, I think, just past the heel after Stitches, and I hadn't picked it up and worked on it since then, but I brought it along with me. I managed to knit the rest of the foot during the movie, and then over the weekend I added the toe and the heel. So yeah, that's a half finished object. I did the cuff on these a little bit shorter than I did on my other socks, mostly because I wasn't really paying attention and it looked right. But yeah, it's actually shorter than I normally do for my cuffs. Oh well, I really like the yarn. It is a Stellina based yarn, but you can't super tell on the screen. I'm currently really in love with self-striping yarn. And this one even has a speckly stripe, which makes it like so much better. Yeah, I love these socks. I can't wait to get the other one done. I casted it on, but I haven't gotten super far on it. It's just this little nubbin. I haven't even finished the first color stripe. Next up for finished objects is my first ever hat design pattern. I designed a hat for Gather Downtown LA for the Los Angeles Yarn Crawl. This is going to be a shop exclusive pattern. But if you guys are in LA for Yarn Crawl, which is April 5th through the 8th, I believe it is, Gather is a super cool little yarn shop that's above the last bookstore in downtown LA, and it's not too far from the metro stop, so you definitely should stop by. She does have a great selection of Yoth and Quince & Co yarns, as well as indie dyers. But this is the hat that I designed. I don't have a name for this hat yet, so if you guys want to be creative and help me name it, I would be eternally grateful. This cable looks way more complex than it actually is. This is a reversible cable. It's super cool. It's a 12 by, it's a 2 by 2 over 2 by 2. So it's like two cables crossed over each other. And yeah, I just thought it was really pretty. I thought it paired super well with this yarn. This yarn is from Fiber Company, and it is called, it's their Arranmore base. It's a tweedy kind of yarn with lots of texture. You can see they kind of have colored tweed noils in here. And yeah, it's such a gorgeous Aran weight yarn. I felt that it needed to be a cabled hat. And the cool thing about this cable is that it is fully reversible as well. So here's the reverse side of the cable. You can wear it either way. I'm pretty proud of my first ever design pattern. The texture here is actually a broken garter stitch. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun and not too complex as far as cabling goes, because it's the same cable all the way around. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to have this pattern released. Gathered will own the rights to this pattern, so you can only get it at Yarn Crawl. Yeah, I don't think it's too bad for my first foray into designing, so yeah, here it is. Yeah, so this past weekend, I did participate and teach in the Spring Frolic by Griffin Dye Works. I taught a knitting with beads class. Hello, Nancy and Krista, if you're watching. Two wonderful viewers came up and said hi to me, and Nancy actually took the knitting with beads class with me. The class was a lot of fun. I'm super happy everyone picked up the technique pretty well. It was a good time. I got to hang out with knitting friends. Nicole was vending there, as I mentioned, and Twee from the Twisted Stitches podcast came by and hang out too. So it was a lot of fun. I always love hanging out with the ladies at Griffin Dye Works. Everyone there is super friendly and welcoming, and everyone wants to just share their passion, so it's always great to be around people like that. Then on Sunday, I went over to Cherry Valley, which is inland from me. It's an hour and a half inland from the coast here, and there was a sheep shearing festival at 123 Farms, which is a lavender farm mostly, but they do have a few sheep on the property as well, so they kind of had some fibery workshops, a few vendors, and of course sheep shearing. I got to make this super cute dream catcher. Yeah, it was a nice and quick workshop, but I really enjoyed it. I love the way this one looks. And then I suddenly got inspired to make more of these because it was pretty simple. The organizers of the workshop said that they found these doilies from a old crochet tablecloth and they cut them out. I figured I can crochet, I can make a nice doily for the center and then use fun yarns that I have because it doesn't take a ton of yardage to do so. So I ended up making a doily. I crocheted this with the leftover yarn from my Material Culture Fiber Arts samples, which I knit the lock, hat, and mitten set out of. And the pattern that I use is called Tea Time. I can't remember the pattern designer, but it was a free pattern, and I I forgot that I liked crochet. I did have a little bit of trouble with the pattern because I haven't read a pattern in a while, honestly, and I didn't know how to do a cluster stitch, but a quick YouTube tutorial and I got it all figured out. But yeah, this is the doily that I made. I still need to find another hoop. I shockingly don't have any embroidery hoops that are this large to put with this, but I thought it would be really fun to make more dream catchers. And like I said, it didn't use a whole lot of yardage. I think I probably used up about maybe 10 to 15 grams of yarn to make this doily. And everyone has leftover balls of yarn from the end of project. So yeah, I thought it would be a fun way to use up some of my leftovers. And look how gorgeous this ended up being with the kind of speckly yarn. Oh, the colorway for this yarn is White Sage. And this is actually on a merino cashmere nylon base, but look how pretty it is. I had it hanging around and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the leftovers. I thought this was a great project to use up a little bit more of your stash, and I can't wait to get this in a hoop and hanging up. I mean, how great would it be to have a wall of these? Maybe I can get a bunch of hoops and then kind of connect them into this giant wall artwork piece. I don't know. We'll see if I actually get it done, but I really, really like this doily. Like I said, this is tea time. And yeah, I really just kind of enjoyed exploring some more crochet. I haven't done it in a very long time, so it was a lot of fun. After I went to the sheep shearing festival at 123 Farms, I actually stopped by George of Southern California Wool. He's a super sweet sheep farmer in Grand Terrace, which is also kind of on that side of town for me. So I don't get to go see him very often, but we stopped by after the sheep shearing festival, and the ladies that were with me hadn't met him before, so I got to show them around. And I will insert some of the videos of the sheep at the end of the episode if you guys are interested in seeing. We got to play with some lambs. My friend got to bottle feed one of them, and his sheep are so sweet. They came up for scratches, and I want sheep, pretty much, is the problem, but I just love animals so much. His sheep are really well cared for. I picked up a 6.5 pound Corriedale Fleece, and here it is raw. It doesn't look super great to most people, but it's actually a very good crimp on his fleece. It's a nice and blocky kind of lock, and it looks pretty gross here, but it washes up beautifully. Look how white this is. And I flicked out a little bit of it, and it's like clouds pretty much. It's super soft. It's definitely going to be a next to skin fleece. Sometimes Corriedale can swing between a medium wool, which is a little bit more toothy, to a fine wool, and this is definitely on the fine wool side. And this wasn't even the nicest fleece. He had a few other ones that even have a tighter crimp than this, but I went with this one because it was a smaller fleece. Corriedale fleeces can get pretty big. So yeah, I selected this one. I'm gonna be sharing the fleece with Nicole of Workmade Fiber Co. and our friend Jessie as well, probably. We're gonna have like a fun fleece washing party at my house, pretty much. I'm looking forward to working with this fleece, and it's always so nice to shop locally and actually get to feel the fleeces that you're purchasing. So I'm pretty happy with my purchase, and yeah. So that was it for my super fun fibery weekend. And then last but not least is my work in progress. So I did manage to finish the body of my Ease pullover by Alicia Plummer, and this is knit up with Cascade Roslyn, which is the gray kind of tweedy color yarn, and then some of my hand spun, which is this marled looking black that's popping in and out of this sweater. Last time I left you guys, I was where this progress creeper was, and I finished the rest of the hip increases and then knit the 5 inches of ribbing for the bottom of this sweater. It was a little bit intense. I got kind of tired of the ribbing towards the end, but it fits super well. But I really like the fit of this sweater, so it should be pretty good. I wanted to show you guys before I started working on the sleeves. I tend to do my sleeves 2 at a time. That way I don't get the second sleeve syndrome and never get it done. It is supposed to be cooler here in LA this week, so maybe I'll get a little bit more progress done on this sweater. So yeah, that's it for this week. I've had a pretty busy time, but it's been a blast as always, and definitely stay tuned for some sheepy videos. Thank you for watching, you guys, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Hey, hi. This is a Corriedale. Hi.
Oh my gosh.
Hello. Hey, who was warm in there? Yeah. And the one in the back is a Arranmore. Hello. Hi. Hey, pretty couple. I know. Hello. Who's good? Hey, babies.
And a lady came over from Riverside. She said, and I showed her the fleece, and I said, "This is what happens." I said, "I'm going to use a demonstration piece to show people." And
Look
she
at him
said,
playing.
"Huh, I could advertise that on Etsy."